Also recording. Team call for Monday, December 7th for EmpowerME, EmpowerYOU Renew. And I don't really have like a ton that I wanted to discuss. I just wanted to see where everybody was at. Um, I I have been feeling overall discouraged. And I haven't been doing a lot of business stuff until more recently. I think stress, life, stress at work, family stuff has just sort of gotten me down. Last week's call was a joint call with my success partner, Jenny, and um, it's just more about like staying motivated and keeping yourself motivated, as well as like getting back to basics, getting back into the inviting. And so I just wanted to see where everybody is at with that. I've noticed, like, I know a lot of people on the team overall have stuff going on individually, but I've noticed like less and less interaction in the group, and it's kind of like the same people. So my hope was that a few people would be able to get on. One thing that I am going to do is I'm going to change the time and day. Well, I don't know about time wise, but I'm going to change the day of our team call. There's a few things that Jenny and I want to do, like combine, like helping each other out. And it's just be easier, instead of me like, okay, we're not going to do it on Monday, we'll do it on Wednesday. I think I'm just going to switch it to Wednesdays. Like I said, it might be the same time. I think she does hers at 7:30. I just don't know how that would work for everybody. I'm gone anyway. Like that's when I leave and do my power hour. So I don't know how 7:30 would work for anybody else. But it's always kind of the same people that get on, which is fine. Sometimes it's sad because you want for other people to want to do more. So Melissa and Jennifer, you happen to be on the calls more often than not. How would a Wednesday switch affect you?
Should be fine.
Fine for you. Jennifer, would that be a Wednesday switch okay? I think you're muted. Are you muted? Yeah, I can't hear. Maybe you're typing. I don't know if I'm going to change the time. Like I said, her team call usually happens on Wednesdays, and I think it's at 7:30. I don't know about, I mean, I could do the 7:30. I don't know how, would that work? Would 7:30 work for you? Yes? Yeah. Jennifer, how about 7:30 for you? Yeah, no. Sometimes. Okay. Yeah, I feel like 8 is a little bit, I don't know. I feel like 8 is a little bit better because it's like just enough past where like kids are like winded down, or if you're doing anything, like most people are generally home around 8 o'clock during the week. I just feel like I sound like an old lady, but like during the week I don't do a lot of stuff. 7:30 is bedtime. Okay. Yeah. So I feel like 8 o'clock. And then if we're doing that merge where we do I don't know if she could do it at 8. We'll see. But December 17th, there's going to be a merged team call with Jenny again. And this one we're actually really excited about. Melissa and I were kind of talking about this. I know I need this for myself, which is recruiting. So no. It's going to be about recruiting. So I'm excited for that. And I'm also excited because it is somebody that is not directly related. And I'm using related because I feel like saying related makes sense. Not directly related to the Bombshell Dynasty. So my hope is that it could give us a different sort of different ideas, maybe different ways of looking at recruiting, how to do a better job with recruiting. That's been probably my biggest weakness overall in this business has been to not just recruit coaches, but recruit coaches that believe in what this business has to offer and the potential that is there, and believe in themselves enough to not give up or give in or, back down when it gets stressful or nothing's really happening. So it's been a struggle for me. I mean, it really has been. The irony is that I recruit people who I don't know, have not done as well as I've thought that they could or would, but then their coaches end up doing better, which is kind of funny. Like Melissa, Juliet, she would be on the call if she could. She works every night until I think like 9:00. But aside from Jennifer, Jennifer is my only directly personally sponsored coach that gets on the call anymore. And that's fine. I mean, sometimes people fall in and sometimes people fall out. And I think what happens is, and I'm saying this even for myself, but I think what happens is that it gets tough. This business can be very hard. It can be very stressful. And there are going to be periods of lulls in the business. And, oh God, I'm going to find it because Miguel, who is like one of the top coaches in Canada, he made a post today that was awesome. It was this morning. I gotta find it because there he is. I want to read it because it was awesome. And I was like, yes, this is it. Like, this is exactly it. Just bear with me a second. Okay. So don't take any offense because I'm not, but so it says 5 mistakes unsuccessful people make on Mondays, or not even just on Mondays, I think overall. Number 1, they let stumbles in the road end their journey, killing their dream. Number 2, they believe 1 month of consistent hard work is the same as 10 years of consistent hard work. Number 3, they start the week by allowing others to tell them what their goals are. Number 4, they spend most of the time making excuses instead of taking action. Number 5, they quit due to slow progress, not realizing slow progress is still progress. But always remember, it's not the mistakes we make, but how we correct them that defines us. And it really had me thinking. So this year for me started off amazing. And then I would say about midway through the year is when things have kind of been like it's a crapshoot if I'm hitting Success Club. I feel like my warm market is drying up. I'm trying to expand my network. I've been sending friend requests left and right. The hard part is that a lot of them are males that are like coming up in my people you may know. So whatever, I'm friend requesting like male after male after male. So I'm trying to expand my network. I also have not been as consistent on other social media outlets instead of just Facebook. Like, Facebook has been my thing. I was doing really well with Instagram for a little while there. At least I was consistent. I don't have like a huge following on Instagram, but I was consistent. And I was writing, I started writing a blog. And so the blog kind of fizzled out because of me allowing other people to rent space in my head about my blog. And I wasn't having a ton of luck with Instagram. And so I was kind of like, it's not working. I'm just going to keep working with Facebook, but I think I kind of shot myself in the foot there. Do either of you have anything else besides Facebook?
I have my Instagram.
Okay.
I
Same?
get I get more, I mean, the people that end up liking my posts when they're workout related seem to be other Beachbody coaches or like fitness people who they have a different type of fitness business besides Beachbody. And like I can't even tell you how many messages I get if people are like, well, if this doesn't work out for you, let me know if you want to join mine. Like,
No, I don't want to
thanks.
join yours, but thanks. Uh, um, I it was only ever friends. Like I've gotten some people who have like my posts, and so then I go on their stuff and I like their stuff and I request to follow them. Um, it's an area that I know other people have had success with, so I feel like I've got to be able to have some success too. I've not been consistent with it. And I also started a Twitter page, and Twitter profile, I don't even know what to call it. I started that, and I literally was doing one post on Twitter, one on Instagram, and then I would do my Facebook. Well, I don't even know what I'm doing on Twitter, to be honest. I feel like, I mean, you can hashtag, but you should only hashtag like three. I don't know. It's so weird. So I haven't really been doing that, but I'm starting to get back into being consistent and posting all of that stuff. But why I'm even bringing all of this up is because this is such a hard time of year. Either we're doing well or we're doing nothing. People don't want to spend money on themselves because it's Christmas time and they're spending money on families or significant others or their kids or what have you. But a key is that what you're doing now, the inviting, forming with people, friend requesting, this is the time now where the work that you're putting in, even if you don't see a return right away, is going to end up becoming the return come like the start of the year. So sometimes by the end of December is when you'll start to notice an influx where people will buy. And then January is because it's the start of the new year and people are looking at either joining a gym or like doing some kind of fitness or health. Everybody has, I want to lose 10 pounds for the new year as their New Year's resolution. So the work that you do now, I know the year before and the year before that, what I did in September, October, November, December ended up being like a payday come January, February, March. So January, February, and March are usually super duper busy times for Beachbody because of those New Year's resolutions, because of people wanting to join gyms. So look out for that. Try not to get discouraged if things are a little bit slow for you. You know, I look at some of the top coaches and even some that are not like, you know, in the top 10 right now. And, you know, some of them, it blew up right away, right? And for others, it was slower. But something that I heard on a call was about the 2 and 3 year mark where people really are trusting and believing in you and believing in what you're doing. You've shown consistency. You've continued to put hard work in and take chances and risks. And so people will be more apt to want to join in with you. So I guess I want to just encourage you to, even if you're feeling like things are slow and there's not a ton of progress, if you're making progress, you're still making progress. You know, get outside of your comfort zone and do some things that you haven't done. Try talking to people face to face if it's something that you haven't done. Start friend requesting, you know, random people after you've like looked at their profile to see if they're like a legit profile and not like weirdos. I've been getting a lot of weirdos lately. Random people that are not from this country. So yeah, just try not to be discouraged. Try to continue pushing. And even if it's just for yourself, you know, like staying consistent with eating, staying consistent with working out, and doing personal development, because holidays are stressful, I think, for everybody, even if everything is going fabulously in your life. It's just a stressful time. It's hectic. You know, you're having holiday parties and getting get-togethers and stuff like that. So it's much more chaotic. So make sure that you're taking care of yourselves and putting yourselves first, because I feel like as moms, we put ourselves last. Yeah, that's kind of all I wanted to talk about. Questions, if you have comments. How are you guys doing? Slow? Busy?
This month has not been, I honestly, I have not been reaching out to people. That's my problem. So I'm trying to gauge when I'm going to drop the, hey, start thinking about January posts.
Yeah. I guess now, maybe like around mid-month. I feel like I'm trying to remember. Last December, I didn't have a lot in the beginning, but then like towards the middle to the end of the month is when it started to pick up. Same with the year before. I feel like that something happens like in the middle of the month. Like, I don't know if it's like an influx of like bonuses from work or deciding they're going to buy a gift for themselves. I've had a lot of talks with people. Tell your significant other that this is what you want for Christmas, or one of the things you want for Christmas, or tell your family that this is something that you want for Christmas. But yeah, it's slow. It's slow right now. That's why they do the fall classic with Beachbody, because it's such a slow time and people are busy and like life is happening. And so, you know, there's that, you feel bad because you're like, well, I got stuff to do. I can't do this. Or maybe that's just how I feel. Like I feel badly because I know I have not been dedicating a lot of time to the business aspect of things. And it's because in a sense, I feel like I don't have time for that too. But then I think about it and I'm like, okay, we all have the same 24 hours in a day. Am I using my time wisely? Am I setting time aside for the business and treating it like a business? And I know I haven't. I haven't been.
I'm right there with you. I haven't been either. And I feel guilty. I haven't been doing my personal development. And honestly, I've made excuses that I shouldn't be making. But at the same time, it's like I feel like I've just worked my butt off for so long that like I need to breathe.
Yes. So this is what I want to say about that. Sometimes, you know, Allison Sorokin from our team. Jennifer, do you see posts from Allison Sorokin? Okay, definitely friend request her, because first of all, she's probably one of the coolest people you could ever meet in your life. She's a yoga instructor. She's a Beachbody coach. She's just such a cool human being. She's on our larger team, Team Fierce Ambition. But there was a period where that was happening for her, where she was just like, I'm burnt out. I feel like I'm struggling. I'm struggling with like the team that she had. Small, it was, you know, small, whatever, that doesn't necessarily matter. But she was struggling with her team. She was struggling with herself, struggling to just sort of get things together. And she sort of took a time out. She didn't like completely fall off the face of the earth. But she did minimal stuff. I want to say for maybe like a month or two, because she just needed a breather. She needed a breather. She felt like is this what I want? Am I going to be in this? What do I want out of this business? And she kind of like regrouped. It was sort of like, I don't know. I feel like the timeout is the best way to describe it. And then when she came back, she reconnected with her why as for why she was starting to do this in the first place, and then ended up hitting diamond. So there's no shame in that. I feel like that's the great thing about Beachbody. If you need to take a break, it's still going to be there.
Right. It's not like I felt burned out a couple months ago, and I'm not feeling that same thing. I think like you said, like there's just so much going on with the season. Oh, good Lord. Jennifer, you are a crazy woman.
Jennifer, 3 businesses? What in the gods are you doing? You have the jewelry one. Okay, so the mic's not working. You have the jewelry one. I know about that. Beachbody, so that's 2. What is the third one? She's typing. Oh. Oh my God, woman. No wonder.
Where do you have time to do anything? Good Lord. God bless you.
Yeah. Yeah, and you're working full time. And you don't even have being a wife in there, and that's a job too.
It's like a job and a half. Let's not joke around.
Yeah, sometimes it's like, it's crazy. So but okay, so that's a lot. That's a lot of stuff. And I feel like anybody could get burned out from that, because how do you give everything the time that it needs? Or
I want to say, like, my problem is, like, I come home, and I'm sure Jennifer is the same way. You come home, you have kids, you have the house, you have dinner, and it's just, I don't have time when I get home to devote even 20 minutes to sit down and do Beachbody, because by 8:30, 9 o'clock, I'm exhausted. So, I mean, like, I'm not making excuses. I'm struggling to find a time for me to do my business, especially this time of year, because normally I do it during my work day at work. But
I know, I was
it's
doing
crazy.
that too.
It's crazy this time of year for me. So the time that I would power hour and do like 45 minutes of regular work, and then in my 15-minute break from regular work, I would do Beachbody stuff. Well, this time of year, I'm prepping for first quarter. I'm prepping for our year-end meeting for our managers from all 3 states. We have a new website that's launching that I am the website manager for somehow. I don't do web. Like, I don't understand why they put me in this position, because I don't understand web stuff. But and the last thing I want to do is sit there and do that work when I know, like, I need to be at least talking to 3 people, but I feel like I can't even devote time to start conversations with people and be able to follow through on those conversations.
I promise you, I can 100% relate. I feel like it has been such a struggle and Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays, I leave my house. I leave around 7-ish. And I generally don't come back until it depends. Sometimes it's like 8:30 or 9 o'clock or 9:30. So I'm leaving to give myself time, because while I'm home today, and Nick is like really trying to keep the kids downstairs, but I leave because I can't do anything. But even in my leaving, I feel like my focus is not there. Like, I have such a lack of focus, and I feel like it's that time. It's finally an opportunity to like decompress, but like, I should be doing like business stuff and like forming and friending and inviting, but I'm like, I haven't had an opportunity to even breathe. Now I gotta go do like more work. Yeah. And on days that I work, it's like, what the so I don't have I don't have I'm not working full time, right? I'm working part time. But I'm about to start doing private practice stuff, which I feel like, what am I even doing? Like, what am I even trying to do? I don't know. So I bought myself a calendar planner. I am a paper and pen gal. I like to take notes. I have a notebook. I literally like to take notes. I know you could do stuff on the computer and merge stuff and Google Doc and Google Computer and all that great stuff, but I'm a paper and a pen gal. So I bought a planner for 2016, and I am determined to use my planner. I have also worked on making a space that I will do business stuff. And my whole idea is, if I literally make like an office space, even if it's not like an office, because I don't have a room that would just be my office, but I have the desk, and I've really like cleaned it and organized it to like make it my space. And so that I can get in the mindset that when I sit down there, that's going to be, I'm going to do work and I'm going to focus. Jenny on her call was talking about like 10 minutes. Back in January, I went to a diamond retreat, and Lena, she talked about that also. She talked about, oh, there you are. Hi, Jennifer. She talked about doing like 10 minutes or 15 minutes where, oh, wait, I thought I heard you. Maybe?
Is it working?
Yes.
Okay. Not working on my laptop.
She talked about doing, I forget what her husband called it. Like, he called it something from the military, I think. Where she would do like, okay, I have 10 minutes. I literally only have 10 minutes right now. So she would do, okay, so for 10 minutes, and for all tasks. So 10 minutes, I'm going to fold laundry. And I'm only going to fold laundry for 10 minutes, and set a timer. Like, literally, we'll set a timer, and for 10 minutes, I'm going to do blah, 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 whatever. So maybe you only have 10 minutes. So I'm saying this out loud to both of you, but I'm also saying it for myself. So I have 10 minutes. In this 10 minutes, I'm going to check emails. Or in this 10 minutes, I'm going to fold laundry. Or in this 10 minutes, I'm going to put laundry away. Because I can't even tell you the piles right now that are in my room of clean laundry. That's just sitting there. It needs to be put away. I think if we could get a handle on our time, it would help us get a handle on our focus and make us feel like, because 10 minutes could be just the right amount of time if you're focused and just doing like a quick invite email and a couple of friend requests. I mean, you could do that in 10 minutes, right? I mean, okay, so Jennifer, now that we can hear you, I'm dying to know, okay, so do you have to do those things?
No, I don't have to.
Do you like to do all of those? Well, the Boy Scout, I mean, I would not give up the Boy Scout stuff. That's with your kids.
Yeah. Well, I'm getting out of the jewelry one, so I'm trying to get rid of all my inventory to be done with that.
Okay, I saw a message about that.
Yeah.
Which jewelry do you have?
Telltale Designs.
Oh, I've never heard of that one.
So in the craft one, that's pretty much done now. Christmas is here. All the craft shows are kind of done.
Oh, okay.
So
that'll help to like slow down a little bit.
That'll be done. Yeah.
So then it's going to be kind of like, will you take on something else is the question.
That's the problem. My husband is standing right here, and he's I'm always getting yelled at because I take on more.
Well, this is the perfect time to stick your beach body in and work that.
Well, because like when I do the craft shows, I'm doing South Hill and my crafts. So I thought about once I'm done with South Hill, I could do the do Beachbody, try and do that at the events.
Yeah.
So,
Oh God, Cindy Hubble. She's in the TM Fierce Ambition page. She has gone to a couple of like craft events, maybe not craft shows, but like those events where you can like rent a table or whatever,
yeah, yeah.
and she's had some luck. Like she's, as long as it's not a lot, like where she's spending a lot of money to rent that space, she won't do it. But she's gotten like a couple of challenge packs, a couple of programs, no challenge packs.
Mhm.
She's had some success from doing it, and she said it's worth it. And she's like been able to form and like expand her network. As long as it's not an expensive to rent that space.
Mhm. Yeah, most of them run $20 to $40, so it's
Oh,
not
that's
too
not
bad.
bad.
No.
No, that's not bad at all. She was talking about some of them that are like 50 to 100.
Yeah,
That's just
some of the bigger ones are really expensive. Yeah, I try to stick to
the small.
the small ones.
Okay, so I have to tell you, you are definitely consistent. You are very consistent with your posts. Because
I haven't been though for the past month, and it's like ever since we came back from vacation, everything has just fallen apart for me. Just like
Vacations do it. Oh my God.
health has gotten so bad, and I can't seem to do anything. I'm in so much pain all the time lately. I don't know what to do. I
so
haven't worked out since vacation.
okay, so here's my question. It's your sciatica, right?
Yes, and I'm got it on both sides now, and that starts getting better, but my cold is just getting worse.
I can hear, yeah.
Yeah. Hmm.
Do you know what that is? Your body is telling you to knock it off.
Yes. I need a rest, and I spent a week in vacation eating crap and
Well,
sugar and stuff that I don't normally have, and it just attacked me.
oh, absolutely will. It
Mhm.
will. Especially when you've gone with not and then you do
Mhm.
that. So what happens? We totally indulge on a vacation. That's what we do, right? I mean, um, it's Summit for me was like my downfall,
Mhm.
like hardcore downfall. Cause it was like a vacation, but it was like no kids, no husband, like it was like a girls' week. And I mean, I wasn't doing anything like scandalous or bad or anything like, but I
Mhm.
mean, we went out for drinks. Sometimes I had one, sometimes I had a couple. I never got like drunk, like that, but it was fun, like we had fun. But I indulged way too much. And since then I have struggled so hard to like break out of that. It's tough. Like sugar,
It
my
is.
sugar addiction is crazy.
It is bad.
I was searching my car for random pieces of hard candy that might have fallen out of the bag today because I got in my car and I was like, I need something sugary so bad.
Yes, I go through that.
I found one underneath the seat too. I was like,
Oh
yes.
my God, you crack me up. But Jennifer, you went to school for this. I mean,
Yes,
you went
You
to
did?
school for, yes,
health
she did.
coaching.
Awesome.
So this is in your bag of tricks. So your husband's not on Facebook, so you can't use that trick that I was talking about. But have you been friend requesting people from high school?
Yes, I've been doing that from high school. People that come up across you have connections, things like that. Um, I even like some of the people on my like page, but a lot of them aren't accepting me.
Okay.
I've had a couple, and then I had that post, and I had like two people message me for more information, and then I sent them information and never heard back.
So weird. That has happened to me before, though. It has. But here's what I want to tell you. Don't count them out. Maybe
Hmm.
wait like a month and then go back and send them another message.
Okay.
Think about it. Here's a couple of, and people have said this to me. So sometimes I will check messages and I'll see it and I'll know that somebody sent me a message. and I'll kind of sort of look at it, but then I like go away, and then I get other messages, and that one will be like all the way
Remove
to
that list. Yeah.
it's like I forgot about it. Think of, what are we all just talking about? Being busy. You've got three businesses that you're doing, kids, husband, like a ton of stuff. Same thing with Melissa. Like it's a busy time of year for her. So it could be that also. But I hate when people ask you for information, you give it to them and they're like, what?
Oh, whatever.
But keep expanding your network. Keep expanding, because I feel like something will give for you. Your posts, yes, maybe the past month you've not been making lots of posts, but your posts are good. And up until vacation, you have remained consistent with your posting. Now I just want you to break out of the comfort shell of just friends and family and get into like, you know, like what you're already doing, people from high school. Anybody that, if there's anybody that I might know that there's more than like two connection, like you have two mutual friends, as long as unless it's like a local person, I usually don't friend request them, but now I'm just starting to do whomever. Like even if I have no idea who they are, but we have like one mutual friend, I'm like, okay.
Do you ever post in other groups?
No, but
Because like I have a lot of groups that I'm a member of because of looking for craft shows and different events, and I didn't know how to start posting in them.
So this is what I'm going to tell you. Stephanie Mayer, send her, are you friends with Stephanie Mayer?
No, let me do that.
Mayer, yeah, she's from our big page. She has had crazy luck with that. She was in like 50 groups. And that's where she's got most of her coaches from. That's where she got most of her sales from. So how many groups do you think you're in?
Probably
Roughly.
those kind of groups, maybe about 10, 15 groups.
Okay, so this is what she has said, but I would definitely friend request her and send her a message about it. Just say, hey, Maureen, she's super helpful, believe me, and cool, because she has a little system. But the basics of it is this, like she would just join like I'm telling you, like 50 groups. And if there was something that was like near and dear to her heart that she didn't want to be like kicked out of, she wouldn't post in those. So there would only be like a small handful of those that she doesn't. But any of the other groups, like Moms on a Budget, Pennsylvania Moms, Eastern Pennsylvania Moms, whatever, Erie County Moms, like any of those, like yard sale groups, whenever she was doing like a challenge group, she would put a post in there.
Okay.
And she would do like specific posts. So this is why I'm saying ask her about it, because she's had a lot of luck. And I'm like, dude, how do you have the freaking time for it? And she's like, I post in there maybe once a month, if that. And it's one day that she'll take and she'll like post in these groups. But she's gotten, I think 80% of the coaches that she has, she's never met in her life. They're strangers from groups.
If you have something you can just like copy and paste in all these groups, it wouldn't take long to.
And that's what she exactly. And that's what she does. And that's what she's done. And that's how she's that's how she has had like killer luck. And I think I would even ask her, I'm sure she has like a form message, because she's super organized. That I guarantee she's got a form message that she could even share with you.
Okay.
So ask her for sure. I mean, I feel like that would be a good resource, because even if it's 10 groups that you're in and say there's 2 of them that you don't want to get kicked out of, usually they send you like a message like, hey, don't post that, or post this on such and such. And then you could be like, okay, cool. And then not do it again.
Mhm.
I've done it a couple of times. The problem I've had is that I have to get into groups that are not local because there is a huge saturation of Beachbody coaches in my direct area.
Okay.
Um,
I
Yeah,
have no
everybody's got a
idea
coach.
about my area.
yeah, same with yours, Jennifer. If there's a lot of coaches.
I have no idea. I know of two people who are coaches in my area personally, but I don't know how do you go about finding out if there's, a lot.
Well, you are the friends that are on your friends list, or even like people that you know. Whenever you talk about it, do they say, "Oh yeah, I know a Beachbody coach"?
No, I
Yes,
don't get that very much.
you don't get that very much. Okay, I do. Where
Okay.
so I feel like that's how you would know, right? Like even at work. So I'll like talk about it at work. Oh yeah, I got a friend that does that. Even at my doctor's office, he was he's like, yeah, there's two women. So I see the PA, and he's like, yeah, there's two women that are Beachbody coaches. And I'm like I swear everywhere I go, it's even people at work. They're like, oh yeah, yeah, I have such and such that does that, and my brother-in-law's sister or whatever. Like I feel like anybody in this area that I've come into contact with is a Beachbody coach or already has a Beachbody coach.
Someone.
So I think that's how you would know it. If there's people that you're talking to and they're like, "Oh, I already have a coach," or "Yeah, my sister-in-law does that." What city do you live in Pennsylvania?
Reading.
Reading.
Which side of the state is that?
Eastern, near Philly and Allentown.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know if there's a bit. Oh, Philly.
There's got to be a ton in Philly.
Yeah.
Philly,
I'm
yes.
about an hour west of Philly.
Yeah, which is probably a plus because you're kind of like out of that area a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
There's a Super Saturday coming up in January. So
Right.
it's like either 8th, 9th, or 10th. This is another way to check is that you can go on Beachbody's website, you can find a Super Saturday near you and see if there are any in your town or in towns that are close to you. That's another way of knowing.
Yeah, because the closest one to me is in Allentown, which is about an hour away.
Okay, so I feel like that's a plus.
Mm-hmm.
There might not be like a ton of people then which is helpful. Now, what about at work? Do you ever talk about Beachbody at work?
Yes, but I mean, I have maybe 14 other coworkers,
Okay. That's not
and one of them is a Beachbody coach. So she's not really doing much of anything with it. When I started doing it and talking to her about it, she re-signed. She was with Amy Silverman, and she had stopped doing it, and then she re-signed, and she's not doing anything with it now. But
why didn't she re-sign with you?
I know. That's what I said to her.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. Okay, so do you know if any of the people that you work with are customers of hers?
No, nobody is.
Okay. Are they older people, younger, same age? Like,
I'm roughly the same age.
okay.
But I mean, knowing them, none of them are interested.
How do you know?
We've talked about it.
Oh, and they're like, no, we don't want anything.
Yeah.
Sometimes I tread lightly at
They
work.
all kind of like make fun of me, or they make comments because I'm working out or the way I eat. I get made fun of and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I do too.
It's like,
I just
whatever.
tell them, everybody's getting sick at the office right now, and every time somebody goes, you haven't gotten sick yet, Melissa, you better knock on wood. I say, I'm not knocking on wood because I drink my Shakeology every
There
day.
you go.
So as soon as you go down, I'm going to sit there, and that's why I've been drinking it for 6-7 months straight now. So
I even have patients who say to me, oh, what did you have today to eat? Grass, leaves. And I'm like, just because I want to eat healthy and I choose to eat healthy doesn't mean that I don't ever have like junky food.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody does. And
We'll look at lunch, and I'm like, I order a salad. Oh, come on, just get the burger. Here, you want some fries? You want some cookies? No, I want my salad.
It's so hard.
it's so hard at work, especially when they
It really-
order.
Because you know
And
what?
we
When I
always
wanted,
have so much junk food around, too. It's terrible.
yeah, that's the worst part, especially this time of year, because everybody brings
Mhm.
something in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even patients bring stuff in,
Yeah.
chocolates and candy, and it's like, oh, just keep me away from that.
Yeah, I tell them, I'm like, you know what? If I want to cheat at home when I can relax and, with a glass of wine or something. So
Really enjoy it.
exactly, and not just because I'm stressed and picking at whatever's there.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I have to get out of, though, that stress and picking. Like,
So hard.
I'm
Oh my
really bad with
God.
that.
this is going to sound so bad, but like, this is going to sound horrible. I almost wish that I smoked cigarettes still. And I know that's a horrible thing to say.
Mhm.
I know it is, because that's just, but like, I feel like whenever I was stressed, I would smoke a cigarette and I wouldn't eat, right? I wouldn't eat food. I don't want to,
Right.
really, I'm not going to smoke cigarettes, but like, sometimes I feel like, I wish I'm just going to have a cigarette instead of like trying to find something, but
Anything besides food. Mm-hmm.
yeah. I feel like I've gotten better. Like I really have. Like I'm stabilized as far as weight gain goes. It's just, I lost 1. And so it's like, take care. Talk to you later, Melissa. Thanks for popping on. Yeah, so it's just hard, but you have really been very consistent. I know that it's got to be discouraging, right? And like it's hectic, but take this time now to reconnect with why you started in the first place. And really, I want that to be like your sole focus over the course of the next couple of days is to
Mm-hmm.
really connect with that. And does it make you emotional? Like why you're doing this and what you're hoping to accomplish from it? Does it really get you to your core? And if it doesn't, maybe revisit what would drive you to really push outside of your comfort zone. And I really think getting a success partner would be a good thing.
So how do you do that?
Okay, so there is a group. I almost feel like, okay, so I'm going to tell you, there's a group, and I almost feel like it's like a matchmaker, which sounds corny. I know it does, but I feel like that's kind of how it is, right? Like you post a picture. Some people, I didn't even post a picture. I just posted a blurb where I just introduced myself. I said, I'm Maureen. I'm Christian. I'm a wife. I'm a mother of 2 small kids. I work part-time. I've been a coach for such and such amount of time. I'm looking for somebody who has, similar likes, interests. And there's, hundreds of people in this group. And so you look through and see if there's anybody that kind of catches your eye, and you just message people. I almost feel like it's like that's why I jokingly said matchmaker, because even that's what Jenny was like. She's like, I was scrolling through and I'm checking them out, and I'm like, yeah, she seems interesting. Let me message her. Just kind of cheesy, but I'm glad because she's not on our direct team, Team Fierce Ambition. She's not even in the Bombshell Dynasty, which is like the big, larger group that we're a part of.
Mm-hmm.
And so we have similarities, but we're different too. And it's good because we bounce ideas off of each other. We're doing some joint team calls. We've even talked about doing maybe some groups together. And what that does is it takes a little bit of pressure off of you also, because you have somebody that you can directly do it with. But even still, you can still do stuff with me. Like, I'm not saying you're not going to do anything with me anymore. You'll just do it with them. But like, it'll help to like bounce ideas off of what helped you. Like what, because you hear from me, and I know you've gotten on the other calls too, right? So you're getting that perspective, but like sometimes getting a perspective from somebody that's not even any relation to anything that we're doing might be helpful. You know, what worked for this person and what didn't. And revisiting why you did this, you wanted to do this in the first place. Like what
Mhm.
made you say, you know what, I want to go all in with this. I've been using the products, but now I want to go all in. So getting to that, because I think that will help you. And even though it's a slow time, you could still make it, I don't know, good. So here's what I would like to do. This is going to be your homework. This is going to help you to motivate you and me. So I know you can't do a ton of working out, but I'm going to send you. So I'm in a group with Dana, and I totally stole her ideas, and I want to use some of them. Our group has been super quiet, the holiday one, the challenge group.
Yes, yeah.
So what I want to do is maybe you and I can do this together, where every day there'll be like some corny little thing to do, and they're really corny. Hold on, let me just figure out how to minimize this so I can get into. You cannot minimize Zoom when you are recording the meeting. Dang it. Okay. Can I click on here and have this work? I'm going to stop recording. No.